This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition and another victory edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist with the Daily Bruin in the Los Angeles area, covering Yusei sports, and now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Our team is the Angels, and boy, oh boy, the Angels are on fire, folks. 8 in a row as they beat the Marlins 7-4 on Friday night at the Big A. Yusei Kikuchi gets his first win as an Angel. How exciting was that? Taylor Ward stays red hot with another home run. Multiple guys contribute, and even though the Marlins have 14 hits, the Angels are able to win this ball game. Before we jump into it, shout out to everybody in here, all the regular faces. Appreciate you all so much. Yes, like Larry says here, I thought Gavin was in Vegas. Postcast live from the Vegas hotel room. Yes, that is right. I am here in Vegas. And at the end of the show, I'll tell you why that's actually pretty full circle for me in terms of my time here with Locked On. So it's actually pretty freaking cool, and I'll get into that at the end of the show. But yes, I'm in Vegas. Was at the tables doing my thing, but I was watching the game, and luckily things worked out. For those who don't know, I'm kind of here with it's like a trip that's set up, and there's times to go to things, and fortunately the times worked out perfectly well in that I was able to run up to my hotel room when the Angels game ended, get this set up, and do this show. So worked out very well. Don't know yet if I'll be able to do that tomorrow or Sunday. Again, it's kind of just based on what the schedule is like and how quickly the Angels game goes. But today worked perfectly, and so excited to be here with you all after another Angels freaking win. It feels great. The Angels are officially back to 500. Unbelievable. This team was 17-25. with a series against the Dodgers upcoming, and they are now 25-25. That's amazing. Thank you, Giga Chad, for that. He says, "You the man, dedicated to the craft." Doing my best. I appreciate you guys for appreciating it. And yeah, I mean, shout out to that Dodger series, because look what it started. It started an unbelievable stretch here where the Angels are 25-25, third in the AL West, and right back in the hunt. A couple different ways I could go with this one in terms of how I would like to start, turning point, player of the game, all that good stuff. Thought about it a few times, but I am going to go with America's favorite segment.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was quite a few things that happened in this game. The Angels go up 3-0 through the first 4 innings. They got a home run from Taylor Ward. They got a double from Logan O'Hoppe, but it really felt like the 6th inning was huge, just because of what came after that. And so I don't know if that's really as much the turning point as it might be, just here's the most important thing. Here's what I'll be talking about. Screw it, we'll cue it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Sorry, any opportunity to play any of those, I'm doing it because I love it. But maybe this is just what I'm talking about, the bottom of the 6th inning, because of what happened in the 7th to the 8th innings. The Angels bullpen really struggles, gives up 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and ironically, they would have lost this ball game, or I guess it would have been tied if it was not for what they did in the bottom of the 6th inning. In case you missed the ball game, yes, Taylor Ward hit a home run in the bottom of the 2nd. And then we did eventually later in the ball game get a home run from Jorge Soler. So yes, this continues to be a team that relies on the home run ball. They got an RBI double from Logan O'Hoppe. They're relying on extra base hits. We know it. Out hit by the Marlins tonight, 14-6. But the reason that they were able to score 7 runs despite just 6 hits, even with the home run balls, the home runs were solo shots. It's because of what happened in the bottom of the 6th inning. And this was a crazy inning for anyone who didn't see it. Shanuel leads it off with a walk. Then Yohan Moncada, he rips a double down the line. Love to see him continue to have extra base hits. He's really starting to, get into his own, coming back from the injury. Since he came back, he's been fantastic. And really, it's just a matter of, can he stay healthy? From there, Taylor Ward walks, and the bases are juiced. The bases are juiced. And so a beautiful way for the bases to be juiced, right? In terms of 2 walks and a double, a great balance, not just home runs, right? And then things get absolutely crazy. We get a catcher interference while Jorge Soler is hitting. That scores the run, makes it 4-0. Then Ohapi grounds out. They get the out at home. And then you're like, okay, is this only going to be a 1-run inning? Travis d'Arnaud coming up of all people. Well, guess what? Then he gets pegged. That is able to score another run. This is all happening with the bases juiced. They naturally take out Sandy Alcantara, and in comes Luis Rengifo against Bachar, I believe it was. I'll be honest, I wasn't listening to the game. I don't know what his last name, the pronunciation is there. But the Marlins reliever against Rengifo, bases juiced again, and Rengifo almost hits a grand slam. It falls short, but he gets a sac fly. So this inning was absolutely massive because the Angels come into this inning up 3-0, right? And they're able to load the bases in a very pleasing way for us. 2 walks and a double, right? And then chaos happens. But fortunately, you need a little luck, right? In order to win 8 games in a row, you have to be playing great baseball, but you need a little bit of luck. And we got it tonight with the catcher interference, with the hit by pitch. And then I guess you could say unlucky with Rengifo only having a sac fly on that hard hit ball. But you're able to get 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And how huge were they? Because the bullpen was not good in this one. I mean, Sean Anderson, we know what his role is. He comes in this game, it comes into ball games when we have huge leads to eat up innings. But unfortunately, when he's been eating up the innings, it's not been as great as it could be, in all honesty. Kind of like that Dodgers outing where he gave up runs, but they were able to survive and still win the game. He did that today. He was pretty bad. Gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs via a home run as well in his inning and a third. And then Hector Neris came in and was part of the reason that those runs went in. He ends up having a decent line in terms of being just 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no runs attributed to him, but he wasn't great himself. And, Kenley Jansen even had some shaky moments there in that 9th inning. So bullpen wasn't great. And because of the 4 runs that Anderson gives up in combination with Neris, that 3-run 6th inning was massive. Without it, there's a very realistic possibility the Angels lose this ball game. And it's the rare game where the Angels are up 6-0, right? You're up 6-0. It should be an easy dub, right? And I was very ready to say it's an easy dub, right? I was watching the game. I was thinking, am I going to have to run up to the hotel room and watch the last few innings? I was like, nah, I think I'm okay. It's 6-0. We're okay. Then it gets close. I ran up and watched Kenley Jansen get out of it in the 9th inning, right? But huge job to be able to get those runs in a creative way and get you that cushion that you needed. When we come back from this break here, we are going to get into the specifics in terms of the lineup. Couple big performers tonight. Taylor Ward stays red hot, but he's not alone. And then we'll also talk about Yusei Kikuchi. He gets his first win as an Angel, and he earned the win. He really, really did. So we will talk about that, and we'll get to why this is a full circle postcast as well after my break here on the Locked On Angels postcast. Now, today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing. The Knicks just lost again to the Pacers. I'm rooting for the Knicks. I've got family and friends out in New York, so I'm rooting for them. But they lost. But it's true. Every night in the NBA playoffs, it delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action, and FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. I always say it. I work for an NBA team. Not allowed to bet right now, but when I did in New York, I used FanDuel both in the Barclays Center and at Yankee Stadium. It was great before the game and during it. And they also have great promotions such as this. If you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. So make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Back here live on this victory in Las Vegas edition of the Locked On Angels postcast. I'm here in my hotel room in Las Vegas, and I was able to enjoy, like you guys, an 8th straight victory for our Angels. 7-4 the final over the Marlins. Another series opener that we win. Another opportunity for the Angels to win a 3rd consecutive series. It would be. I mean, for now, you have the opportunity to sweep and make it a perfect 10-game win streak. That would be unbelievable. But at the very least, if you can make it another series win, you have a 500 record going into the big series against the Yankees starting on Memorial Day Monday. But we have to talk about two things, and I'm gonna go to Yusei Kikuchi because maybe I don't know if his stats are technically would be considered the best, but I don't care. It's Yusei Kikuchi's time to beat.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
He deserves it. All right. Yusei Kikuchi is the Locked On Player of the Game because he gets his first win as an Angel. He's a guy who has been pretty solid, right? He hasn't been spectacular, but a 3.17 ERA with a lot of pressure coming into a dysfunctional team. And let's be honest, as of late, a dysfunctional kind of pitching room. Not the starters as much, but certainly the bullpen had been struggling. He comes into this environment and there's a lot of pressure on him. Signs a big contract, and he didn't have the best start in terms of starting 0-4, but it was an unfair 0-4, right? So we've been rooting for him to finally get that first win as an Angel to take some pressure off of him. And ironically, it's a game where he gives up 7 hits and 4 walks that he is the player of the game, but he didn't give up a run. 5 2/3 innings, did not give up a run. And so, you know me, I am biased towards guys who show resilience, towards guys who, in maybe not their best performance, end up having a solid performance, right? And that's exactly what he did. Did he have his A stuff? No. 7 hits, 4 runs, couple times where there was some traffic, especially in that 6th inning there. But he, and then with some help with Hunter Strickland, who comes in and gets 1 out, they're able to, do their job. And that's why I'm giving him the player of the game. It's not like this was his best performance, but there's other games where he probably would have deserved to be the player of the game if they won the ball game and gave him some run support. So we will give it to him now because he deserves it. Also, shout out to Hunter Strickland coming in there, getting that huge out in the bottom of the 6th inning. It was scary, right? So huge for him to come in there and pick up Kikuchi, right? The lineup did it and he did it, right? And that has not been the case this season. So that was great to see. Absolutely. In terms of the lineup, couple great performances. Once again, Taylor Ward continues to raise his average, raise his OPS, raise his slugging, raise his on base percentage. He goes just 1 for 2 technically today, but he did have a walk as well. And that one was a solo shot. So he continues to be scorching hot. Every game he's hitting an extra base hit. Almost every game he's hitting a home run. And so there's going to be a lot of talk about what to do in terms of Taylor Ward, in terms of, trade deadline. I'm seeing guys like TFL and Evanil, other guys talking about what to do with Ward, saying Ward is 31 on a contract year. He's going 5-0, he's going to be in demand at the trade deadline. Absolutely, right? It's contract year and he's playing like it, right? So, it's interesting. I don't feel like talking about it right now. I absolutely love how he's playing. And sure, yes, if this team is hovering around 500 at the deadline, and he's playing like he's playing, it's going to be a difficult decision. Well, we were advocating to trade him last year at the deadline, but certainly would be interesting. I think more so it's if guys like Lugo and Paris and Adele and Trout are all playing decently well, you can afford to make that, trade to both set you up for the future, but also keep you above water in the present. I did think that was the case, so thank you for the comparison. Ward is not on a contract year this year. He's a free agent after 2026. So, that makes it interesting. It's kind of a 1.5-year rental, which is kind of more of a risky trade because, then you have to get Taylor Ward next year. And for all we know, he could be back to being, hitting 200 and striking out every at bat. So anyways, we don't need to waste time on that for now. It is an interesting conversation, but the moral of the story is he continues to be red hot. We've needed every single swing from him, and he goes and gets another huge swing there, but he was not alone. Even though the Angels only had 6 hits, I'm pretty satisfied with the performance from about 4 guys, right? He was great. Obviously, Moncada was fantastic, 2 for 4. He had the huge double where he was able to score a run. Nolan Schanuel, great. Again, this guy is getting on base like a demon. His average is all the way up to 280 now. Ironically, it's just a 1 for 2, but he has another 2 walks today. So the average at one point was 220. It went all the way up to 280, and that's not even the biggest riser. The guy now has a 380 on base percentage, and the OPS is all the way up to 782 because this guy gets walked so freaking much. He did it at, in college at FAU, and he's doing it right now. So amazing to see Nolan Schanuel doing what he's doing. Zach Neto, ironically, goes 0 for 4 with 3 Ks, but we're able to get the win. Yeah, you didn't expect that, right? Fortunately, a guy like Jorge Soler stepped up. He hit the huge solo shot, another huge swing in the bottom of the 8th inning. Who knows what would happen if it was 6-4 and not 7-4 going into that 9th with Kenley Jansen. So huge swing there as well. And no, even Ohapi, he has the RBI double despite just going 1 for 4. It's a solid 1 for 4, right? So really satisfied with what we saw today, even though you don't have a bunch of hits. You had a couple guys get on via the walk, 3 walks. 10K is a little too high, but you make up for it with the 3 walks, and you make up for it with a little bit of luck with the hit by pitch, the catcher's interference, and a couple sac flies as well. But the Angels get it done, and that is what we want to see. Now, finally, I'm going to end this show by saying kind of it's fun, just a little personal thing, why this is a full circle moment for me. Ironically, not exactly a year ago, but not exactly a year ago. I believe it was March of 2024. At that moment, I was a senior in college at UCLA in Las Vegas at the Pac-12 men's or women's, one of the two. I went to both. I believe it was the Pac-12 women's basketball tournament, was there covering the tournament for the Daily Bruin. Like I always say, credentialed journalist for 4 years with the Daily Bruin. So I was there in Vegas, or here in Vegas, covering the tournament. And I actually recorded my kind of demo / audition for this role with Locked On, doing an Angels spring training game. I remember it specifically. It was a spring training game against the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani's first game, I believe, against the Angels. And so it's just funny. The only other time I've done anything related to, the postcast while in Vegas was exactly a year and a couple months ago. And it was my audition basically to have this role. So it is kind of full circle, right? That I'm here now in year 2, in the middle of an awesome Angel season right now with you guys. I mean, it's becoming awesome in terms of the team performance as well, but it's always awesome with you guys, right? And so for me to, be back in Vegas where I was just like this, right? Not an ideal setup, but doing everything I could, did the demo show, in a Vegas hotel room. And so to be back in a Vegas hotel room doing a show for you guys, it worked out really well. And you guys have been unbelievable, right? So shout out to all the nice comments saying, thank you, Gavin, Gavin. Yes, John saying you should collab with Super Halo Bros. It's going to happen. It's going to happen very, very soon. Trust me. Atticus in here saying, thanks, Gavin, for taking the time to get back to do this stream. If we don't see you this weekend, enjoy your time like that, baby. Up, baby. Let's go Halos. Absolutely. Yeah, TBD on tomorrow and Sunday. We'll see. But yeah, absolutely. This one was really, really special. Joe says, you the man. Larry says, we're glad you're here. Vinny says, thanks, Gavin. I don't want to bask in this, but I do appreciate you guys for all the kind comments. And there it is from my guys, Super Halo Bros, who have been unbelievable. So all the amazing comments are pouring in. Love you guys so much. And so, yeah, I just felt like sharing that. Is full circle being here in Vegas a year and a few months after that tryout in Vegas. So appreciate you guys so much. And man, the vibes are amazing. You guys just keep filling it in with the amazing comments, and the Angels keep filling it in with amazing, amazing performances. 8 in a row, 7-4 the final in this one. And we're back at 500. Oh, it feels so good. Back at 500, 25-25. So I know not all of you are in Vegas like myself, but it's still a Friday night. It's still a 3-day weekend, and the Angels are still rolling. So have a great Friday night. Celebrate it. You know I will right now. And we'll see if I see you back here Saturday or Sunday. If not, we'll see if either the Halo Bros can maybe join you Saturday or Sunday. If not, for sure, the postcast will be back on Memorial Day Monday. And hopefully after a whole bunch more wins. So I'll talk to you guys at least then. Have a great Friday night and take care, everybody. Love you guys so much. I really do. I really appreciate all the kind comments. They truly mean a lot to me. Have a great Friday night, everybody. And go Angels, baby. Like that, baby.